Well, the good news is cemetery flowers have been changed out just in time to look pretty for the cemetery walk on Saturday night. And the other good news is I don't think I'm going to have my finger amputated, which is really good news for me, but maybe not such good news for Aunt Lucy. Aunt Lucy is my great aunt, and just for the record, I mean great in terms of lineage, in terms of our relationship, you know, linear relationship, not as an adjective that describes our relationship. So Aunt Lucy, she was this woman, she lived to be almost 100, wouldn't you just know? And she had this way of hanging on to everything she could get her hands on, which would have been good if she'd gotten her hands on some money, but oh well. Anyway, so I went to the cemetery yesterday, changed out the flowers, and sure enough, they were, you know, pink carnations that had long since faded. And I got everybody's old ones out first, and then I set about putting the new fall ones in. And when I came to Aunt Lucy, which I'd save her till last, it gives me personal satisfaction to do that. And when I reached down to pull out her faded pink carnations, something bit me, and it hurt like really bad. And I think it was a cemetery snake, really. When I pulled out my finger and looked at it, it was this little sticky ball thing. I mean, it was just covered with stickers, this little tiny ball that, well, I think, you know, all I can figure is that it was a chestnut that went through the dryer cycle. But anyway, I don't really think it was that. I really think that Aunt Lucy used some of her money to hire a snake. And she said to the snake, okay, if these people ever come to try to pull my weeds or take my flowers, I want you to just bite them, okay? And the snake said, I'm not sure I can do that, because if they're coming to work at the cemetery, then they'll probably have a shovel, and you know, a shovel is a snake's worst enemy in these parts. And she said, I don't care about that. Come up with some defense mechanism. And so the snake said, like what? And Aunt Lucy's probably said, well, let me think about it. Oh, I've got it. Why don't you, you know, you bite them and they realize you're a snake. Why don't you curl up in a ball and put out all these little sticky things and make yourself look like a chestnut that went through the dryer cycle? Yeah, that'll work. I really believe that's what happened. And so the snake bit me, and then he turned into this little ball, and I got it out of my finger, and the finger really, it bled a lot. It bled on 2 other fingers, actually. And well, I would have kicked Aunt Lucy's grave. Well, actually, I did kick her grave. Yeah, I did. Kicked her grave. But I also left her with some pretty fall flowers. Not the prettiest ones in the lot, mind you, but still, they are pretty fall flowers. And she still has her weeds, because I tried to pull the weeds, and the gal holds on to those like she does everything else. And so, I'm sorry, Mother, but her weeds are going to still be there. But she does have pretty fall flowers. And, oh, just so you know, Mother said it's okay to tell you about Aunt Lucy because she's from Daddy's side of the family. And so when I tell you things about them, I'm just telling the truth.